All right, my loves. Today we're going to talk about numerology. And I want to elaborate a little bit more on the tools to be used in addition to the sequences or the timelines. So with numerology, we're talking about timelines: past, present, future. Timelines can also be present, future. Okay? Timelines can also be present. Okay, so it's really going to depend on the situation. But extended sequences, this is why the longer, the more informative, right? It's literally decoding a string of numbers, a string or strand of numeric energy. Now, this is important to understand because there are two very important parts of this divination skill set. With numerology, we do not have a chart to read. We do not have cards. So there are two very important concepts here. The first is obviously numeric sequences. Numeric sequences can come on anything. Anywhere you receive numbers. Order numbers are incredibly helpful. They're long. Credit card numbers, phone numbers, long sequences, but numbers are found on everything. And when we get into locational numerology, for example, it can come down to the numbers printed on the screens of your window or the wood used to build the home you're in. Random spray painted numbers, house numbers, things like this. So with that being said, the first most important thing of numerology is obviously the numbers. You need sequences. But there is another very important part of mastering this divination practice, and that is your attention. Okay. When it comes to numerology, because of how the number matrix is set up through electronic devices, including clocks, okay, house numbers surrounding you, different numbers you might see, and you might be doing laundry, the number of minutes left, right? It's all of these random little things that you might look at just the right time. And I talk about this in my book as to how your attention becomes a prominent tool in the divination practice that is numerology. Your attention must be sharp. Your observation skills must be incredibly sharp and aligned. There's also an additional layer to this. In addition to being sharp relative to aligning with surrounding frequencies around you via electronic devices, there's also another component. Being a literal channel or receptor of insights and epiphanies. It automatically pairs together. So being distracted mentally as a numerologist, your insights will be blocked. Your expansion of consciousness will be impeded upon. Especially if you are using the craft to try and discern the ongoings of a certain relationship or connection or new experience or traumatic experience. You need time to yourself because it's in that moment of sitting back and aligning and being that channel and that receiver, that psychic sponge, that things will match up. Okay? So in other words, let's say you have recently connected with someone, okay? Someone new. And you're trying to figure out if this is the right situation and so on and so forth and what the energies are involving this connection. You need time to yourself. Why? Because it will be in moments of deep thought that you'll look and glance at an electronic device and receive a paired epiphany. And it's important that you recognize I'm using the word epiphany. I'm not using thought, fleeting thoughts. No. I say epiphany because you will literally, with that thought, comes clarity and certainty. That's why it's an epiphany. And you will feel the relief and say, okay, I understand. Thank you. For example, if you are connecting with someone new, and let's say you have a string of traumatic relationships in your past, but you've been doing an incredible amount of personal and inner work. Let's say that person texts you at 9:52 a.m., p.m., doesn't matter. That is a sign that you are currently navigating the realm of 9, which is completion, mastery, new beginnings, as well as love, relative to karmic connections. We have 5 pulling in 2, totaling 7. Okay, so this is a situation when your ego wounds, ego, is pulling in connection. So ego 5, as well as discomfort, so uncomfortable. Pulling in 2, which is the number of relationships. Totaling 7, which is the number of darkness, opposition, wounding, addiction. Just a dark energy, an uncomfortable energy. Not an energy you want, per se, relative to an actual romantic connection. Okay, so this is very interesting. It's very interesting, but once you understand it, you understand it. And then it'll be paired with a thought, at least for me, of clarity, of relief, of certainty, right? It's very, very interesting. But if you are wanting to learn the art of numerology, you have to be sharp. Because your ability to channel, your ability to pay attention and observe, but also your ability to receive and feel is paramount when hoping to master this craft. The numbers are just one part. You can decipher numbers all day. All you need is my book. Okay? Of any length, there's various rules involved in how to decipher. Okay? Depending on the number of digits in the sequence, the type of digits in the sequence, right? Deciphering sequences with 0 in it is going to be different. Odd digits versus an even number of digits in a sequence. Difference. There are rules. Digits that begin with 1, so individual numeric frequency sequences, right? 11, 15, 16. Different rules. And I'm telling you, I have yet to see other numerologists really teaching about it, right? Other than speaking about, different perceptions of the numbers. Actually teaching the craft is quite a different thing. It's a feeling. It's an experience. Numerology is an experience. You enter a certain matrix. You enter the number matrix and you gain awareness in that realm. That is hypersensitive, hyper-tuned, and completely in sync. It's almost like you tap into the computer, right? You tap into the computer. So, that's all I wanted to say. Take care, you guys.